Raufu Aregbesola is an Ibira man. Gani Adams is a Nupe man. Both of them know that they are not Yoruba. Their fathers were not Yoruba. When OPC divided into New Era, Reformed OPC, and the Gani Adams version of OPC, it was Aregbesola who convinced Tinubu not to fund OPC Reform and OPC Era. The excuse was that if Tinubu should fund them, they will kill Gani Adams, who call himself Gani Adams. But unknown to Tinubu, Aregbesola was acting because he's not a Yoruba man. If he's a Yoruba man, he wouldn't have stopped Tinubu from funding OPC New Era and OPC Reform. You understand? Gani Adams' real name, like I said, is Gani Adamu. He's not a Yoruba man. The truth has to be told. You know, why we work with him for 2 years. We severe relationship with him because he was making spurious allegations against me. When my ex-wife made the allegation of terrorism against me, I went to him. I said, look, I want to deal with this woman. But she's made 8 allegations against me. That he should give me some of his men. That we should go and deal with her family in Nigeria. He said to me, don't worry, I'll give you money to prosecute the case in London. He said he's going to pay for my lawyer. I said, okay, fine. If you don't want me to go and deal with the family. Who will not deal with the family? I've been arrested 8 times at that time on our false allegations. But every time I just ignore her because she's the mother of my children. I just ignore her. But no man would take such a serious allegation of terrorism until the CIA saved my house and the police in this country dropped that allegations. This same Gani Adam who promised me, I called him up. He said I should give him 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, he said, oh, the money is not ready. He said I should give him another 2 weeks. I called him after the 2 weeks. He said, oh, the money is not ready. I ignored him. Then the police dropped the allegation of terrorism against me. And I called him up and said, look, Mofeo, I'm not going to drop allegation of terrorism. He congratulated me and we hung up after the conversation. The next day he called me, he was threatening me that if I do not back down from supporting Tinubu, he's going to undermine my security. A Nupe man telling a full, pure-blooded Yoruba citizen, a prince for that matter, that he will undermine my security in my own homeland. Oshete. Unknowing to us that this guy is not even a Yoruba citizen. Continue to condemn Tinubu every day of his life. Yet he work for Jonathan and John. He work for Atiku Fulani. His father's name is Lamidi and his grandfather's name is Adamu. These were from Nupe. His grandfather has been alleged to have committed a nefarious criminal crime in Arigidi. No, not in Arigidi, in Akoko. He was then expelled. The king of Arigidi then accommodated him. He came from Nupe. Can you Adamu, father, also Lamidi, came from Nupe. It's the greatest mistake from our natural leaders to have appointed him. But there's a precedent. Kokoro Gogo, as an Areola was removed from power. We will remove him because we cannot trust him. Because he has undermined a lot of the Yoruba security. So I now understand why some Yoruba APC governors do not wish to work with him. We do have problems in Yoruba land for us. And with the appointment of non-Yoruba people into prominent position in Yoruba land, it's dangerous. But our generation will not give up. Now that we are exposing this reality to the general public, that all of these people grandstanding as Yoruba are actually not Yoruba people. Tunde Bakare called himself a pastor. I exposed him since 2014 that he's not a Yoruba man. He's a Hausa Fulani man. That the name of his father is Sani Arewa Senior. He went to Jonathan conference, condemned the Yoruba nation, yet he went to that conference on the slope of Ogun State. Because of our exposure, he went into Wikipedia to change his story, saying that he doesn't know his father. Today, he came out saying that he wants to be president of Nigeria, giving another false story about the history of his father. These guys are not Yoruba. They want to destroy our homeland. That is why they are too ashamed to come to the public and say they are not Yoruba, and he called himself a pastor.